Hi, I'm Matt Welch for Reason TV, here at the Conservative Politcal Action Conference. CPAC for the last few years has been pretty friendly to the Paul family. Both Ron Paul and Rand Paul have won straw polls in the past. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the Republican Party is ready for a Paul family-style foreign policy of skepticism when it comes to intervening. So we wanted to find out today, what do the party elite think about when and where and how we should go to war? And how does that differ from what people from the grassroots who populate this conference think? So I was just at a foreign policy debate talking about different conservative views on foreign policy, and the panelists pretty much agreed that we need to preemptively strike Iran.
The preemptive use of military force is also necessary and appropriate.
That we need to drastically increase the defense budget and spend a lot more money on missile defense shields.
We need to get way back into the missile defense business in a big way, because we need to overmatch the threat so massively that the Iranian weapons look useless.
Do proactive regime change.
Our policy for the last 15 years should have been and would be, if I became president, the overthrow of the Ayatollahs.
Are those representative of your views?
No, that sounds horrible.
So I just saw you get your book signed by Senator Rand Paul. What do you think about his foreign policy compared to that of the others in the field?
I think it's much more responsible. I think it's fiscally conservative, so I think other Republicans should be attracted to that. Because, if we're just going to willy-nilly let the president, take Congress's war powers away, then we got a problem, and we're going to be spending a whole lot of money.
The younger generation, for the most part, is very much anti-war, not crazy about spending money to go kill people overseas.
There are those who want a less interventionist foreign policy, but it is a lot easier to argue that particular position when the Russian army is in its barracks drinking vodka.
I know there's a wide spectrum of what people think about pulling out of the world or being involved in the world, and I'm more involved in the world guy.
The first CPACs I went to were totally kind of socially conservative. That old triangle, but there weren't very many libertarians in that triangle today. The last few CPACs even more so. There have been a lot of Ron Paul type people. There are a lot of Rand Paul people at CPACs. Libertarians are just normal people walking around here right now.
Well, if foreign policy really is a central issue for the Republican Party in 2016, you sure couldn't tell by looking at the schedule or walking through the booths here, when there's a lot more to do with criminal justice system than there is with foreign policy. Also, those party professionals who talk and think about foreign policy for a living are still incredibly hawkish. They want to intervene, they want to change regimes in Iran and elsewhere. And finally, that's not necessarily what the kids on the floor are all about these days. There's still a split within the Republican Party when it comes to basic questions of foreign policy and intervention, and that debate's going to be playing out throughout the next 23 months. For Reason TV, I'm Matt Welch.